Hey everyone, welcome to your March monthlies, and each month we've been focusing on a different chakra. January was the root chakra, February was the sacral chakra, this month will be the solar plexus chakra. That's all the yellow, that is the color of the yellow chakra, the solar plexus chakra. The root chakra has to do with how we kind of relate to groups or the world. The sacral chakra was how we related to another individual. And the solar plexus chakra is more how we relate to ourselves. So the theme of this reading for this month, we're going to look at how can I honor myself more. So we're going to dive into a reading for each zodiac sign, and we're going to jump into your sign right now. All right, all my Tauruses, this is your March monthly reading, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the You Are Awesome Oracle to see what the Creator wants you to know first about how you can honor yourself more. So let's take a look one more time here. All right, one more. That one wasn't a very good one. There we go. All right, so for our Tauruses, our Taurians, okay, they want that one right there. Yeah, you've got me, be me. And I love this card because it really just houses this beautiful little unicorn that's, kind of flipping the bird, which I know, I apologize if that offends anyone, but it's like, you know what? I'm going to be me. I'm going to stop trying to be what I think everyone else wants me to be. Everyone is going to have their opinion on your supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's. But this is really this focus on focusing on your inner self, finding out who you really are and expressing that, being true to yourself, right? And I'm also going to pull a card here. I'm going to use the Sun and Moon Tarot this month. And what I do is I separate out the major arcana from the four suits of the minor arcana. And this major arcana is going to represent like this card where it's what overall the Creator wants you to know about the entire month of March. What kind of guidance for that? So for our Taurians, what else would you like them to know? Okay, that one right there. And you've got the Devil card. This is great. Don't be afraid of this, because this is your shadow. This is like your subconscious, your ego side, your human side of your life that is telling you what is keeping you bound, what is making you, staying small. What are the little tricks that your shadow is using? And so I kind of look at it like the movies of Austin Powers, where they had Dr. Evil was the villain, and he would capture Austin Powers, who was that international man of mystery. He was the spy that would always get caught, but Dr. Evil would spill the plan on what he was going to do, because he planned on killing Austin Powers, and he would just blurt out what his plan was going to be. And I think there were, I forget, was there 3 maybe even more than that, I can't remember now, but it was like in each of the plots and each going through each of the movies, they would finally, all the Dr. Evil's little subordinates and advisors and stuff were like, quit telling him, he's going to escape and foil the plan, but he kept telling him anyway. And so this is like your shadow telling you about what is keeping you small. It's winking at you going, this is the little game that I'm keeping you in, this little belief that keeps you in this circle, keeps you in this cycle that you're in of feeling like you're small, feeling like you need to be someone else than who you are. And what's fun about all this is that I'm actually going to take these cards, which are the Dark Tarot, and this is going to represent your subconscious, your shadow, on what it wants you to know about each of the 4 areas we're about to go into with the minor arcana. So it's hilarious that came up for this. So I'm just going to give these a quick shuffle and take 4 cards representing 1 for each of the 4 minor arcana. And then we'll get into it and dive a little more deeper. So what are the 4 cards for the 4 suits? That's 1. And I want, there's 2 here. Yep. 1 and 2, and then 1 more. Okay. Actually, nope, they want this one right here. Thought it was going to be those 2, but they corrected me. So we'll put that here. So we have these drawn, and then we're going to start into the 4 suits of the minor arcana. Each of the 4 suits are going to represent 4 different sides of your beingness, your human experience here. And the first one is going to be the wands, which is the fire element. And that represents your drive, your passion, your aha inspiration, you know, like that drive in life. It also represents your spiritual energy and your energy. So this will represent what the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during this month. So for Arcturians, what would you like them to know about their spiritual adventure for March, please? Okay, that's the one right there. And you have the Prince of Wands. So the Prince of Wands would be like the Knight of Wands in a standard tarot deck. And it's all about the action, 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 and movement. So you do have this beautiful spiritual energy, this beautiful passion that is happening in March, this drive, this newness, this new introduction. And it reminds me of the Chariot too, which is all about finding your empowerment, finding that no matter what happens in your life, no matter what circumstances come your way, you are the one that gets to decide what story you apply to it and what emotion you choose for it as well. So this being you theme really is reinforced with that, because it's telling you that you can be who you want to be. You can do what you want to do. Everyone, like we talked about, is going to have an opinion on what you should be doing and supposed to be, need to be, have to be, blah, 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 blah. And those are the things that your shadow side keeps you in that little loop. And this fire here, this chariot of fire, is I'm kind of feeling like that's what this is giving you this passion. It's giving you this bravery, this courage to jump forward and to actually act on those passions, act on who you are. We're going to see here what your shadow wants you to know about this too. Yeah, you have the 2 of Wands, so you actually have the wands in the wand suit, which is pretty cool. So the 2 of Wands would be like the Ace of Wands, which is what your Prince of Wands has in his hand here, is like that new passion starting. The 2 of Wands would be that you're making plans and you're putting things into action. You're actually making, with this new passion, this new drive, this new willingness to be yourself and to honor yourself and to honor your dreams. You're actually taking these steps towards your dreams. You have the A to the B to the C to the da 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 da, and you at least are taking the A to B during March. So you are taking action on these new dreams. We're also going to pull a card here. I'm just going to move these down here from this Return of Spirit Oracle deck and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure during this month of March. All right, so what else for Arcturians, please? Okay, I want that one right there. And you have confidence. So like I talked about with that courage, that you have this new confidence that is coming forward here during this month. And so you have this new just bravery, like we talked about, to jump forward and jump on these. And I'm going to read from the little book on this one too. It says, perhaps you're not aware how great you really are. Maybe you've been doubting yourself or your purpose in life. Have you been questioning whether you are enough, good enough, able, or worthy? In some way, you're in need of a confidence boost, and this is Spirit's way of telling you that you are doing just fine. Spirit believes in you, and you need to believe in yourself too. It will take time and effort on your part, but the rewards of having self-confidence will be well worth it. You may not do things perfectly. Of course, you will make mistakes, but mistakes are simply opportunities to learn how to do things differently. It is always easier to see the greatness in others. Seeing another person's gifts and talents and abilities and success is much easier than seeing our own. This is a cosmic mirror from the universe, and it's reflecting back to you all of the incredible qualities that you really do have. Sometimes we just have to fake it until we make it, and that is what you're being asked to do. Just try on the suit of confidence. See how it fits and how it feels. You do have what it takes. You are just as gifted and wonderful as any other person. Now it is time for you to feel confident about you. It's important to note, though, that too much confidence or over-faking it can actually come across as arrogance. Heaven knows you are far from arrogant, so go gently with it. It isn't about proving anything to yourself or others. It's about knowing that you are important in Spirit's plan and that you are worthy. Who you are and what you have to offer is so very important. It's time for you to believe in you the way Spirit believes in you. Perfect. I love that. Yeah, it's right in line with this me, be the you on the inside. And I would say the difference between confidence and arrogance is confidence is you know who you are and what your gifts are and what you can bring. Arrogance says that what you have to bring is better than someone else. And that's why people don't like arrogant people, because humans in our original, our early stages in our life at least, we have a very low self-esteem, and when someone else is saying they're better than us, it just makes us feel even lower, and we don't like that feeling because we know it's not true. We really know that we are these powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit beings that are so powerful and made of unconditional love. So I love that for you. And then we're going to move into the Pentacles suit next, which is the earth element. And the Pentacles represent the outside world. It represents, this is your spiritual side. We'll talk about your mental and your emotional. So this is all about everything out there. Those other characters on stage with you, those other props, all that physical stuff in the outside world, including your physical body. So this is what the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure during the month of March. And this is your energy, your earth energy. You're an earth sign, if you're looking at for your sun sign. But Taurus is one of the earth signs here. So nothing to be scared of here. This is where you live and breathe. Yeah, and you have the Two of Pentacles. See this beautiful balancing act that's going on here between the two. You have that little infinity symbol that is flowing between the two. And this is really this wonderful indication, this wonderful reminder that you are so much more than just one, that there are two of you that are living this earthly human experience. You have your higher self, like we talked about here. This is your higher, beautiful self, and then you have your shadow side. It is still a piece of us. It is that, actually, it's kind of this brave piece of us that chose to come down here into this existence. I always call mine like a little superhero, because to be willing to feel cut off from the powerfulness we really are, from our entire connection to the spiritual world and all of those beings of unconditional light on the other side, that's a pretty brave thing to do. And so this Two of Pentacles is this reminder that even though you're a physical human being, you're so much more than that. And the twos, I actually have this new video series that they had me start this year called You Times Two, and I'll have that linked at the end of the video too. So if you want to check out that playlist, it does help us understand the two of us that are here, how to get closer to that, how to understand where we came from, why we're even here, and all that fun stuff. So I really like that for you, because this is this awareness you're bringing into the physical world of your higher self too. Yeah, because here you have the World card. This is all these, again, are these messages from your shadow self, and your understanding that what they want you to know about this dishonoring yourself, how you are not honoring yourself as much. And the World, this is the highest card in the major arcana, which means an ending of a major cycle. So I love that in conjunction with this Two of Pentacles, because it's like you're moving from an old world of just thinking that you're this human character, that this is all I am and this is all I have to offer, to so much more. You really get to see yourself from this whole new, different perspective. You get to see a whole new world where it's you and your higher self walking hand in hand, because that's what this Two of Pentacles brings into, is that awareness that it's this ebb and flow, you know. I like this little like dots. You have a little white dot and a black dot, and it reminds me of the yin yang, right? You got a little black dot and a white dot within that, and it's this beautiful dance that it does together. That it's not, you know, your shadow side is not something that you need to destroy, because it is a part of yourself. It's actually, I always call it like a little employee. It's the part of us, we're like, hey, I want to go on this journey in this huge amusement park full of fear rides here. And they're like, okay, I'm your guide. And so they're the ones that are taking you through it all and are a part of you. And we're going to pull a card here from these Spirit Junkie cards to see what else the Creator wants you to know about your physical adventure during this month. Okay. So this is your card here. Beautiful card. And it says, when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. So as you connect to this higher self of yourself, I really feel like, especially when it talked about arrogance here and about this interaction, because this is attached to your physical world, it's like if you're in a leadership position or how you're interacting with others, if you're acting from this place of insecurity, of fear, then we act like a little dictator. And people don't like to have little dictators telling them what to do, like we talked about, right? No one likes to be told what to do. So when you find this confidence within yourself, then you no longer, it's totally how you present yourself differently. Because when you have this love inside you and you feel this wholeness and this completeness, you're not a boaster, you're not a destroyer. A boaster is someone, like we talked about, they think you're up here and they're down here, and they try to boast themselves up to your level, right? Or a destroyer, again, thinks they're down here and you're up here, and they try to destroy you and bring you down to where they're at. But like I said, most of us feel we're down here, and so we think they're up here. When they're boasting, we think they're just trying to make us be even lower than them. Or when they're destroying us, they feel like they're trying to push us down further and further away from where they're at. And so when you lead from this place of love, you end up supporting other people instead. And instead of boasting, you are raising people up in sincerity. Instead of destroying people, you're building them up and finding out where they're feeling like they're destroying themselves, right? And so I love this love that's coming in here, because as you connect to the end, you are your true self and you have this confidence, you totally act differently in the outside world than you have been. Which brings us into the sword suit, which is the air element or air energy. And this represents your mind. So it's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And this will be what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of January. So what do you want our Taurians to know about their mental adventure, please? Okay, that one right there. You've got the Princess of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords in a standard tarot. Those are interchangeable. And the pages or princesses are like newness, and swords can be messages as well. So in addition to this being new thoughts, new beliefs, new attitudes coming in, it also is about new messages coming in as well. So you might get new communication coming from the outside world in a different way. She also wields this Ace of Swords in her hand here. And what that gives you the ability to do is connect to the higher place, those higher capital T truths, and it also, among that, helps you understand who you really are. Because as you connect and you have that wisdom and those truths that come in, that does change things. It also gives you the ability to cut away and slice away those limiting thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you. They have served you. Again, we come here on purpose, for a purpose. Your shadow, the devil in us, that little, fear-based reactions that we have, and all those beliefs and opinions we took on as our small T truths, all those supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's, those you can cut away now, because you're at this place where those things that are dishonoring you are not fitting where you're headed into this new direction in your life, this new kind of path that you're taking, one that is more of confidence and love, and not of pulling yourself down and belittling yourself. Let's see what else the shadow wants you to know here as well. Yeah, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Spheres. And this is about going to another level. Because the Eight of Pentacles, think of it as like you're an apprentice and you've been under a master for a long time, learning their skill, learning their stuff, learning, growing, right? And now you're ready to move. Let's say the one that comes to mind, of course, is like a blacksmith. How when they were learning how to smith under a master blacksmith, now they're going off into their own town, going away somewhere, and they're going to become the master and the blacksmith for that location, right? And so they're going to, instead of imitating and duplicating what the master was doing, now they're sharing their own uniqueness and their own gifts with the world. So along with this confidence and along with this message here, I really feel this is like you moving up to that new level, moving up to this new way of looking at things. We're also going to pull a card here from this high vibe deck. Let's see what else the creator wants you to know about your mental adventure. But yeah, I really feel like this is like, it's like graduating from a school with a degree, or you're getting your certifications, or you're moving into a new level of a relationship or a new position in a job. It's just moving to a new level in your life in different areas. So what else for Arcturians? Okay, I want that one there. You've got humanity. Let's see what this says here. Yeah, step away from the electronics. No cell phone, no video games, no nothing. Just be human. And I love that, because especially above here, it's like realizing that you are, a piece of you is human, and getting away from all the cell phones and the video games and all that. It's like, just get away from everything. And when it says no nothing, it's like releasing all of these thoughts and these beliefs and looking at things from this new perspective. And I kind of want to scratch out the human, and it says just be, no nothing, and just be, like all this mentalness, cutting away all these thoughts and these beliefs about who you thought you knew was you, and see things higher, see things differently. And this brings us into our final suit, which is Cups. Cups are our emotions. It's the water energy. And this will be, of course, what the creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure during the month of March. All right. So what do you want Arcturians to know about their emotional adventure, please? Okay. We do want that one. You've got the Ten of Cups, which is like the overall, just as full, like as full as this full moon, abundant feeling. You can even see in here, if you look close on here, they're pouring out the Ace of Cups into all the other cups, which the Ace of Cups is the ultimate cup. It's the Holy Grail. It's the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love, the living waters of the creator of all things. And that's what we're truly searching for. And that's what you find as you connect into this, place and find out who you really are. You find this higher spiritual being that you really are in this life. So I love that this is like telling you it's totally worth it, because you're going to feel so whole and complete like you've never felt in your life. Let's see what your shadow has to say here too. Yep, and you have the Tower. And the Tower is a great message here, because it's letting you know, especially with all these experiences and everything that you've felt and had before. So it starts off kind of like with the Wheel of Fortune, which says, before you came down here, your higher self, the real you, chose this little character that was going to represent you, this human, this avatar, for this experience here. And it chose when it's going to arrive in the game and when it's going to leave in the game, and all these fated events that it wanted to experience while it was here, right? And that included feeling small and dishonored and limited, and all this smallness of how our human feels. But within each of those fated circumstances, we do have that power, like we talked about with this Prince of Wands, with that chariot feel. Within each situation, each fated event, you still get to choose what story you apply to it. You still get to choose what emotion you're going to feel through it. And so that transforms you, and it allows you to see that life is not happening to you. You're not on this out of control drama train that's about to jump the tracks and blow up in a gorge, right? You're on this beautiful monorail, high futuristic train that's connected to the tracks, that moves so smoothly along, having all its exact stops happening perfectly in timing. So you move from this place of feeling like a victim, that life is happening to you, to this victor, like life is happening for you. And that's that whole beginning. And the Tower comes in to tell you that one of these fated events that's been in your life on purpose for a purpose needs to be removed in order for you to experience the next fated events after it. And so again, with something that's being removed out of your life for you, instead of being destroyed by it and devastated by it, you have this new, like I said, this victor feeling about it instead. And so when something gets removed, you realize, okay, this is for me. It's making room for something new to come into my life. Especially with the 10s here. These are like endings, and making room for new beginnings coming in too. The other thing is, the more quiet you get, the more connected to spirit that you are, you'll actually hear the countdown before the lightning bolt hits the tower to burn it down. And so if you purposely raise your vibration to that of the spirit world, which is of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, then you can hear it go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And during that countdown, you can actually choose to leap out. A lot of Tower cards will show someone getting blasted out by the lightning bolt and someone leaping out like one of the windows. And that is, the leaping out is when you can leap out earlier and you don't have to have the electric shock treatment of the lightning bolt that happens in the tower unless you want to. And no judgment either on yourself for that, because most of us want to experience everything right up to this kind of drop dead moment where this has to be removed for us to experience those other things, because again, we come here to experience all these delicious emotions. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from this affirmations deck. And this can either represent more information about what the creator wants you to know about your emotional journey, but since it's the last card for this reading, it's also going to be a wild card, and this is going to be whatever else the creator wants all of you Taurians to know about your month of March. So what's your final message for our Taurians, please? Okay, actually, I feel like it's this one right here. Like I said, no judgment. Don't judge yourself. And it says, Joyville, welcome to Joyville. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to have a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? And what did I say earlier? We hired that guy. So I love that to end the reading here, because it just tells you how it really is, right? It's telling you, you can come, you can have this joyful experience, being just you and letting your critic, your inner critic, take a little vacation. They've done their job. They've allowed you to have those experiences, but now it's time to have this honoring of yourself instead of the dishonoring of yourself. So I love the messages that came through here for you. I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do weekly energy updates by each of the elements, like fire signs, water signs, etc. I also do like new moon, full moon, and a couple of other types of readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of these and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click that like button, and then also click the subscribe button and then the notification bell, that will allow you to change your setting to be notified when any new videos come out on the channel. And doing any of that also helps share the love, because when you like a video or share a video or subscribe to a channel, that makes the YouTube algorithm giddy and it wants to share the videos with other people as well. So if you feel so inclined to do any of that, of course, I am eternally grateful for that, but never any pressure to do so. Also, these are general readings. If you want to have a reading that is more specific to you, I do offer private readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. Some YouTube, public readers like this don't offer YouTube videos or private videos, so I like to make sure people are aware that I do that. So no pressure, like I said, in any of that as well. And all of you Taurians, as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing March. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, and until then, you take care.